my name is Shatar. I want to try my starter. Clearly the title of thumbnail piqued your interest, so I will get right to it. This is a build inspired by the builds that was extremely popular in 3.12 Heist League, which was a ground slam impale build. Would use multiple war cries and buffs to power up a ground slam to apply huge impales with Impaler Keystone. I will hopefully edit some example of old builds in the background. All the videos will be sourced below. It was swiftly nerfed in 3.13 with the Impaler Keystone preventing you from recalling impales for 4 seconds. Call Steel also got a nerf as it would no longer have a jewel that gave it 50% more damage. The build archetype quickly fell out of popularity, but I felt that with the massive buffs to attacks, war cries and also the Impaler Keystone, I would give it a shot to revive it. The Impaler Keystone still prevents you from recalling impales, not for 4 seconds as previously but for 5 seconds, which is a nerf, but the buff is the UC part, as it now adds additional 5 impales instead of 4. If you do some math, that is 20% more impales than previously, which is essentially 20% more damage. We get some new impale nodes, mainly a node that increases how many hits impales last, from 5 to 6. That is 20% more damage. Rage got reworked, and with Vengeful Cry and some well-placed Warcry nodes, we can get 81 maximum rage, which is 81% more damage. Berserk increases rage effect by 59%. With 81 max rage, that is 26% more damage. Ground Slam of Earthshaking got 100% more buff, very similar to all of the other attack skills. Overexertion, which I think is scheduled for nerf, gives 89% more damage with 4 Warcries. Chieftain got changed, and no longer will throw Tavo 4 strength to get the Tukohama War's Herald. Tavo node would ruin the point of the build, as the clone would mess with the impales. So we freely get a 7 link in the body armor for 40% more damage, and also infinite power to a Warcries, which enables a lot of the stuff that is happening in this build. Weapons got buffed, which is 60% more damage. War Banner was changed, now gives about 10% more damage from previous versions. If somebody has been taking notes, that is a total of 3059% more damage in buffs. Run some fast math. A lot of mechanics are up in the air still, and this should be taken as a concept video, not a guide. There is multiple good skills that can be used. I will personally test Double Strike of Impaling, as I think it will feel the best to play, but both versions of Ground Slam and its fall version works. Leap Slam of Groundbreaking, Vigilance Strike, Bone Shatter of Carnage, some notable choices. The combo looks something like this. Resocket your attack skill to reset the Ruthless counter. Attack twice with the skill of your choice to set up a Ruthless hit. Use your Warcries. Hit yourself with Forbidden Right to activate a Savage hit. This enables you to Vengeful Cry. It will max out your rage and prevent the degen from Berserk. Make sure Forbidden Right hits you for 15% of your life. Without Fortify, this is 62% Chaos Res. Place your banner, activate Berserk, and then attack. Use Face Run while in the attack animation. Face Run gives you the damage increase for the entire duration of its buff, not just at the end. It will not cancel while already in the attack animation. Wait 1 second for Deliberate Brutality to increase the effect of impales by 50%.
It's so close.
Profit. You have now hopefully impaled the enemy for 36 stacks of impale from a really large hit. The benefit of this kind of a combo is that you can make temporary buffs last for essentially a lot more effective hits. For this build, we store around 0.21% of the hit damage per stored impale. So instead of getting 1 big hit, we can cash out an additional 7.56 hits. There's some large damage increases removed from this cheap version. We can use Echoes of Creation for 60% more damage, Watch His Eye for +2 impale hits, and an upgrade to our weapon, which is a Marui Urki. I've not been able to add in Infernal Cry for the 5th Warcry. If supported by close combat and a mace is used, Combust will not trigger. There is a bug where Combust cannot be supported by Nightblade. I've made a bug report about that. If we could use Infernal Cry with an axe. Combust messes with the combo and so needs to not trigger. I've made 2 versions of PoB for this concept. One that has a realistic League start setup with 40 mil impale combo, then a version that tried to optimize at 391 million, I might be trying a bit too much to make double strike impale work, but Ancestral Call is amazing, and double strike should have high attack speed and work even if a slower weapon is used. It also has an AoE when kill enemies with impales. I've not been able to determine how big this AoE is. It seems to be rather small, however. I might make the cheaper version with Ground Slam if attack speed allows it. I'll be streaming at twitch.tv/shatar_. I've played PoE for 10 years or so now in August, and I estimate I got 15k hours, making most of my own builds. If you have questions or just want to hang out, check out my line. Big hi.